What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Santo Show. Welcome back. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. We are here for week 12 podcast. Me and Justin are very excited to talk about this week. Some really great games and a lot of games that are really starting to shape up and starting to show us, what these playoffs are going to be looking like here for the future. So I'm super excited to talk about it. I know your boy Justin is. So can't wait to start it off, Justin. You got any comments, man? Anything you would like to say before we kick this thing off?
The Eagles have done it again, Sammy, and wow. Just wow. In that weather, I just don't
Dude,
understand it.
this
I don't
is 2 weeks in a
understand it.
row.
I
This is two
don't
weeks in a row,
understand it.
man.
No,
Against,
you're wrong. That
again,
is this entire season. They've been pulling wins out
but
of their
yes,
ass this year.
yes, but 2 weeks in a row where they've been in the rain, right? And literally they just get it done. Both the games against two great teams. First Kansas and now the Bills. Like, dude, I'm telling you, this team is honestly at this point, Justin, do you see them? I honestly don't see San Fran beating the Eagles the way they are right now. I
Yeah,
don't.
I would have to agree with you. Man, it's just a team that's tough to be put away. They just come back and win games, man. When you think it's can't be done and the game's over, no, just flip around, come back, and just win the game, man. I just don't know what to say about it. It's just what it is.
Yep. And this kicks off the first game that we're going to talk about with the Bills and Eagles, with the Eagles coming out on top 37-34. What a close, tight game. And a clutch win at the end for the Eagles to get that scoring drive with Jalen Hurts running in for a touchdown at the end. Josh Allen threw 51 times, Justin. 51 times.
Yeah.
Holy sugar. It was insane, man. And all credit, like Josh actually did a very good job. I felt like he actually looked very strong that game. He was putting up numbers. He was getting the job done. He ran when he had to, and honestly, I fault the Buffalo defense when it comes down to it. Like they didn't hold the Eagles, when it mattered. They could have clutched it up. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Bills won that coin toss at the end. They could have clutched it up, right? But it didn't even matter. Like I knew right when they were going for that field goal, Justin. I knew. I was like, Eagles are gonna win this. Eagles are gonna win this. I'm like, I knew it was going to be whoever gets that touchdown is gonna win it. Because I didn't think Eagles were going to go for a field goal. I was like, they're gonna take it all the way. So big credits to the Eagles, man. You are 10-1. You have solidified now the first team in the NFL with 10 wins underneath their belt. So congrats to the Eagles, man.
I mean,
Huge
how
win
about
for them,
dude? How about the Eagles? Like Jake Elliott making that field goal, man.
Oh
Like
my
in that
gosh.
weather.
To
Thinking about it, yeah, just think about the level of like
Ah.
difficulty that. And Sammy, that wasn't close either. That was a far deep field goal, man. Like
I don't know if you saw, Justin, but the Bills, when they got that touchdown in the fourth quarter, very late in the fourth quarter, they did the Eagles trot like that. And I'm like, why are they doing that? I'm like, you don't do that. I'm like, I'm telling you, it's like a curse. It's a curse. Don't do it. And it just hurt my head. I was like, there's no way this happens. And watching him, because I didn't even think it was that far, right? And then when he was going for a field goal, it said like 51 yards in the rain. I'm like, there's no way
yeah.
he makes this field goal. Like, I know he's an amazing kicker, but there's no way he makes this field goal.
And then
Sure
he
enough,
puts it right
sure
through.
enough.
And then they go to overtime, man. And I just want to talk about what was Josh Allen doing there at the end in that final play where he was throwing to Gabe Davis, and Davis clearly looked like he was running a corner route.
Yeah.
And then
they were.
And then Josh Allen puts it on him like we're talking like a break right in the end zone. Like
Yeah, he
I don't.
thought it was a break right, and clearly it was like an out route, like he was going in and then cutting out, and he broke him, bro. Like literally, like he was wide open.
Yeah, I mean,
And you can see the frustration on Davis when he went back to the bench. He slammed his freaking helmet and he
yeah,
was just
because
so
he had him
pissed.
beat. He had him beat, and you just got to give the guy a chance. And like that could have won the game for Buffalo there. And Josh Allen is to blame there for that throw, but I will say that their defense should have been able to stop the Eagles at least, one of their drives to
Hmm.
for the Bills to be able to like breathe, be able to like get that pressure off of them where
Right.
they still have a score on the Eagles, let's kill the clock, run some time, but no, like the Eagles defense was showing up, and when it came down to it, that's just what it is. The better teams end up winning, and we saw that. I mean, two great teams going against each other, and the better team won, and that's just clear in my eyes now, at least. In every single aspect, they're like really good at. And I believe it starts with their coaching. Nick Sirianni done a phenomenal job with
Uh-huh.
them, and then they've been able to like just thrive in the regular season, Sammy, and nobody can stop them. They look like a big like Trojan horse coming through everyone, just breaking through everyone, and just
Hmm.
beating everyone in
Yeah.
the stands in their way, Sammy. And
I, I mean,
no better other way to put it.
on your first take, with Davis and Josh Allen, I'll just say like this. Honestly, we don't know what happened, right? Like outside of what we saw, it could have been a complete miscommunication, and maybe Josh Allen thought it was an in route, not an out route, or maybe it was vice versa, right? Maybe Gabe Davis was in the wrong. Maybe he should have went in and not out.
Which
But
is also
we don't,
possible.
which is possible, right? So we just don't know. Like maybe it was just a vertical that he was supposed to run, right? Um, and I don't know.
But I
I
mean,
really
either
I
way,
really don't
Sammy,
know.
when you're calling a play, you have to make sure your receivers understand what play you're calling. It some of the most of the responsibility there, when it comes to offense, has to do with the quarterback, right? So that's why I put emphasis on Josh Allen.
He gets paid the most
Yeah,
money for a reason. I mean, he has to understand that playbook inside and out and not fuck up.
yeah.
I know with the receivers,
Not in
they
those
only have
big,
one job, right? To remember their routes. That's their job, to
not in those
remember
big
their
times,
routes. They
Sammy.
don't
Not
have
not in that big time game like that, man. You gotta be able to get a drive going, and gotta be able to score. If you go into overtime with these Eagles, man, you have to score like first. You like if you get the call and you get the ball, score the ball. Like you can't give the ball back to the Eagles. The Eagles will win every single time, and they've already won how many overtime games, Sammy, this year? Is just it seems like it was scripted. It seems like it was scripted, man. The Eagles did it again. Wow, like like 6 times this season already come back from 1, 2, 3 score deficits and won the game, and it's just incredible. I give them all credit.
it was a great game to watch. If you guys missed it, man, please go watch those highlights. Those highlights are awesome, man. There were so many great plays, so many things that happened throughout that game, and honestly, um, it was one of those games where you just like are like this. If you're an NFL fan, you're just like, this is nice. Like you love watching those games that are tight like that. You're
Yeah.
like, anything can happen. A win could be a loss, and a loss could be a win. So it's like anything can happen, and
Yeah.
that's what happened. So it
Uh,
was
it
it was
was a, it
awesome to
was a
watch.
great it was a great Sunday night game, Sammy, and
It was. Big shout out to Gabe Davis and Devontae Smith. They did their job, man. Gabe Davis, he actually got targeted more than Diggs. He got targeted 12 times with 6 receptions, 105 yards, and a touchdown. He averaged 17.5. And then Devontae Smith had 8 targets, 7 receptions, 106 yards, averaging 15.1 and a touchdown. So both those guys were definitely firing on all cylinders. AJ Brown, this is another game that we didn't see much from him, man. Like only 37 yards. He only got 5 receptions, but it was a rainy day. And they might have just been double teaming a lot of these
You know what,
strong receivers.
Sammy, real quick, you know what works in the rain? You know what the Buffalo Bills
Run,
did well
running.
in the snow and in the rain and in the crappy weather, and that's why they're the Bills, and that's why people like them. And because of the weather and because of the rain, because of the snow, they're so good on the ground, and Josh Allen thrives. Well,
Because he can run the ball. Because he can run
look
and throw.
at the
He's dangerous.
Buffalo rushing right now, Sammy. Josh Allen is the leader.
With 81 yards,
With
9 carries for
81 yards
and 2 touchdowns.
9 yards averaging, and James Cook gets 16 carries. Pretty much doubles Josh Allen for half of the yards as a running back. Like,
are we gonna see Fournette? Are we gonna see Fournette?
Like, they didn't trade for Henry. They got Fournette. We haven't seen him. He's still in the practice squad for some reason. James Cook is out there like every other day, like every other game, just giving it his all, getting, like 50, 60 yards and then complete dud right after. And then Latavius Murray is the guy that's going to get you in the end zone, but 9 carries and 30 yards. It just looked overall like they should have been running the ball more from the get-go. And, after putting on the lead like they had, they should have been running the ball like constantly. He should not have been throwing the ball 50 plus times, Sammy. In my opinion, in that weather, I just really believe they should have been able to. Yeah, exactly. They should have been able to run the ball.
They need a run game.
Effectively.
They need a run game. That's what they need. They need a run game to take a lot of the pressure off Josh Allen and to start turning down that clock, man. I mean, the Bills were up 17-7 going into the half.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I was like, the Bills
and
actually might
Sammy,
win this.
A part of this is definitely coaching. Like your head guy has to understand the game plan. Like, he has to understand that if you're up against the Eagles and your game plan is to burn the clock and win, good luck. But he didn't even take that route. He just said, let's just keep on scoring the ball and throwing it. Like, that was the play calling there. I don't know if is he doing the offense now that the offensive coordinator was fired there, Sammy?
I believe so. I think so.
If he is, I didn't understand that play calling, and they need a offensive coordinator. I don't understand why they fire him and then they look worse.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. All I know is that at the end of the day, they coughed it up, and Eagles ended up coming out with the win.
Yeah,
so,
don't get me wrong, man. 34 points.
Bills are in a real bad
34 points is something to be proud of. Absolutely.
Yeah, but Bills are in a really bad spot, man. They have some really tough games still to come, man. It's looking grim if you're a Buffalo fan. You still have the Chiefs, who are next. And then you have the Cowboys,
and they're
who
6-6.
That. And then they have the Chargers. And then the last week they had the Dolphins.
Like,
dude,
the Bills are on the verge here to miss the playoffs, Sammy. Let's just say it how it is. They're 6-6 right now. They can't afford any more losses.
They're not even a wild card spot right now. They're literally in the hunt.
So we could see a Bills-free playoffs series, Sammy.
Dude, Denver is tied with them, bro.
Yeah. That's crazy. We'll get to that later, but that's crazy.
We'll get to that later, but
I'm ready to hop into the next one, Sammy.
Yeah.
The next one we're going to talk about, guys, is the Packers and the Lions. Sammy, I'll let you kick it away.
Wow. Yeah, so Packers, I don't know if you guys watched, but Packers came out on top 29-22, and it was at Detroit. Now, if you're a Detroit fan, I mean, you're still not too worried, but at the same time, like, that really stung, uh, if you're, if you're a Detroit fan, because you wanted a better placing for playoffs, and now you just ended up with 3 wins when you could have been 9-2 and sitting very, very pretty. And now you just lost against the Green Bay Packers, who haven't been performing very well with Jordan Love. Um, and you end up losing that game. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough pill to swallow
Yeah.
if you're a Lions fan, or just hoping, because those are the losses that you really want back. That's going to be a loss that you really going to want back. And that you can't go back now and change. All you have to do is move forward, and it's
Yeah,
just very
I just
unfortunate.
think the Lions, like let off the gas, man. Like they just walked into that game thinking that they can beat the Packers, um, pretty easily because of the way the Packers been playing. So given it kind of like a bye week, where like they were taking it easy on some players, etc. Until they started like losing the way they did. Jared Goff throwing all those interceptions. So I mean,
Yep.
what
Yeah, it's
what do we
it's
say about the Packers here, Sammy? I just don't understand them this year. I've had high hopes for Jordan Love, and honestly, if he has the same rookie stats as Aaron Rodgers when Aaron Rodgers was a rookie, Sammy. They both started out this way, not on winning teams, throwing the ball crazy, and I mean,
mhm.
it's becoming more and more apparent that Jordan Love is looking more and more like Aaron Rodgers in the beginning and early of his career. I don't want to jump the gun here, but um, this is like the first season we get to see Jordan Love. He's already been in the league for 3 years, Sammy. Just hasn't been playing. This is his first year playing, and now
Yeah.
he's had a really like foot to the gas like first 4 games, and then just out of nowhere it fell off a cliff for a while, a long while, and now in week 12, popping off again against the division rival, the Lions.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's too little, too late, because now they are on a 2-win streak now. So it is possibility that they can come back, and could come back, maybe to steal a wild card, but it's especially with the Vikings losing now too.
Yeah.
So it's still possible. It's still on the table that they
Yeah.
could win a wild
No,
card,
they
but
can overtake the Vikings for sure. Like if they win the next game and the Vikings end up losing, it's already right there. They overtake it, that spot.
mhm.
So they're still looking pretty decent to make the playoffs. They just gotta win. They can't afford a loss. We need to see Aaron Jones healthy, Sammy. This is the biggest concern for anybody that's a Packers fan out there. Everyone's been looking at Aaron Jones like he's the guy that's supposed to be like getting them into great like field position to relieve that stress off of Jordan Love, so he doesn't have to worry about Hail Marrying it down constantly. Um, but Aaron Jones has been super injury prone since week 1, Sammy, and um, we haven't seen him back up to pace and backed up to his usual self. With
Mhm.
Jordan Love being the quarterback, it just looks awkward. He doesn't look in place to
Yeah.
me. Um, but I mean, if they could find a way to make that work, Aaron Jones and the Packers can possibly make a run here. Let's wait and see until the next game, but they still have a chance to make a run.
Yeah, they still have a chance. And then, in bigger news, like it's it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough road still for the Green Bay to make that wild card. But with that big win out of Detroit, they're gonna be. I believe they're going back home this next game, and they're going up against the Chiefs. So I it, it's gonna be tough. They got a tough road, but after Chiefs, it calms down. Then they got the Giants,
Sammy,
and then the Bucks, and then Panthers, Vikings, Bears.
I just want to tell you something,
Possibility.
man. First of all, the Chiefs lost to the Broncos. Okay.
Yeah, but that
Okay.
was like
No, no,
what,
no, no.
week
Yes, that was
five,
that was
6?
3 weeks ago.
Was it?
It was 3 weeks ago they beat the Chiefs. It could be
Okay.
4. Could be 4. I believe it was 3.
Okay. Okay. I'm
Okay.
listening. Okay.
The Packers can do it as well.
They could. They could.
Especially, like, I don't want to like overtrack on this to the Chiefs, but like, dude, the Chiefs can't catch, man. And if they pull some stunt like that against any team in the NFL, they have a chance of losing. So
Yeah.
you can't, completely leave them off here, Sammy.
Yeah. We'll see. I think we'll get into the Broncos, but I think every team has a chance, right? Every team for the most part, and almost every team. Some teams are already eliminated at this point, but the teams that are like around like 4 or 5 wins, there's still a chance they can make wild card. Especially for us, right? The BUCS, which we'll get into that one, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I'll just put it like that. It's gonna be interesting. So these next couple of weeks are really gonna be interesting. This is where things start to get real spicy. The last couple weeks of of these games coming up, because there's only 6 more weeks if I'm correct. So 6 more weeks of regular season until the playoffs. So we'll see. We'll
Yep.
see.
Coming very quickly. Very,
Justin,
very
big
quickly.
notables that you want to shout out for this game, Green Bay Packers and Lions?
I want to shout out like Detroit for getting, Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery both involved in their offense. They've been doing it for, past couple games now. It's really been working. I have nothing against them. Honestly, it was Jared Goff's game to lose. He lost it for him.
44 times.
He kind of lost it for him, so I don't want to say that it's Detroit's fault, because they did what they needed to do, and I think Detroit Lions defense struggled a bit, but the way that Detroit offense was still able to put up 22 points on the board.
Okay. I want to shout out Christian Watson, man. Christian Watson from Green Bay. Wow.
About time.
What a game. Yeah, I mean, we knew it was all there, right? We knew the potential that he has. But yeah, what a game from him. 5 receptions. Only 5 receptions, by the way. He got targeted 7 times, which actually was the second most, by the way. So there wasn't very much passing going on, at least target-wise, when it came to Green Bay. But he got targeted 5 times, targeted 7 times, 5 receptions, 94 yards, averaged 18.8 and a touchdown with his lawn of 53. So, yeah, he put in the work, and he made Detroit Lions look goofy out there with their defense. Look goofy, bro.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Great job. Jordan Love. Great job, Packers. Way to win one. I kind of want to count this as Jordan Love's like rookie season, because it's like his first time like leading a team at the quarterback position. So the way he's been up and down is really because he's a rookie. It's kind of not like Zach Wilson, where like he was up and down last year. This is a second year and he's still up and down. It's not that situation. Jordan Love still has some time to grow. And I think he still is that next guy for the Packers. I think he just needs to have a little bit more development. But he's shown us a lot of signs that.
A lot more than other quarterbacks, right, Justin?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. He's made a lot of tough decisions, a lot of bad throws. But for the most part, Jordan Love he's been, giving it his all, and at least trying every possession.
Yep. All right, and I'm ready for the next game. If you are, Justin, I'll
Yep.
let you start this one off, man. I'll let you start this one off.
Why
I
do
know.
I want to start this one off?
I'll let you
Dude,
start
I'm
it
gonna
off.
start it off just how I started it off last week. How the Bucks are trash. We're garbage. Okay, Sammy, I want you to take off that damn sweatshirt and throw it away. Okay, I haven't been wearing my Bucks stuff since the moment Todd Bowles pissed me off when we lost against CJ Stroud. Dead honest. I was pissed right after that moment. I wanted us to completely wash our way our team, trade everyone, and rebuild because this Buccaneers team is not doing you know what, Sammy.
Yeah. Um.
What game we're talking about?
The
We're talking about the
so
Bucks and the
so
Colts.
so real quick update,
2027.
Justin. Real quick update. Baker Mayfield got hurt. He was out for a play, I believe. And then they ended up getting a field goal. And then about time they ran it back, got the touchdown, and it was our ball again. Baker came back out. It looked like it was another ankle issue, and this time, towards the end of the game, he talked about it. He said that um, with all the adrenaline and everything, he didn't feel much pain, but he's very worried that it actually could be a lot more serious than what he thinks. So this might be a loss for Baker Mayfield, and Kyle Trask might be the starting quarterback this coming week.
I would love to
Um,
see that, Sammy. I would
I
love to
wouldn't.
see it.
I wouldn't.
Honestly,
I wouldn't.
man, like,
I wouldn't.
dude, I want to
I would
watch
not. I
the
would not.
future of the Bucks organization. If this guy
No, he is
is
not the
worth
future.
it or not.
Nope.
If he is not the
He's not.
future, if he is not the future, why are we holding on to this guy?
Because he's a second string. Because
Yeah,
every
but
team has a second string.
I understand. I understand completely. But if he's not good at all, why even keep him as a second string? We can go get somebody like a veteran as a second string.
So you remember preseason, right? You remember they talked about it. They had to fight Baker Mayfield. Yeah, they picked him up. It wasn't guaranteed he was going to get that starting quarterback position. They told him that. He had to fight to win that position over Kyle Trask because Kyle Trask had the upper hand because he was under Tom Brady. So, but he ended up coming to this team, ending up winning that quarterback position, and still, like, honestly, out of all the games, I'm being dead honest, Justin. I'm not mad with Baker Mayfield, how he has performed this year. I'm not. I really am not. Like, the line has not been holding very well for him. You could see his frustration. You can see, like, it's just it's really tough when he literally you can see the amount of heart he's putting into, you know, trying to get this win. Like, he is going all out. He is trying to do the best he can, but there's only so much he can do. There literally is. I understand he had 2 fumbles too, you know what I mean? Like, he had 2 fumbles. But where did those fumbles come from? From our guys not picking up their guys and them getting through. So that's what happens. You know what I mean? Like, you need a decent O line, and they weren't doing their job. He was sacked 6 times. 6 times for a loss of 26. Like, I can't even blame the guy, Justin. I really can't. It's just very unfortunate that that even happened
Dude,
to him, and now he's hurt.
listen, I don't blame our players, okay? Except our corners. I do blame our corners quite a bit, but I blame definitely our coaching staff, man. I don't understand the play calling. I don't understand our defense. I don't understand the way why we're calling certain plays when we are in tough situations. It's just I can't wrap my head around this one, Sammy. I don't know what to do forward with the Bucks organization.
And once again, there was another wide open man. What happened, Justin? What happened? What happened? Oh yeah, that's right. Our receiver dropped the damn ball. Oh wait, who was it again? Fucking Palmer. Fucking Palmer. And you know what? I'm so sick and tired of these receivers dropping the damn fucking ball when they are wide open. I'm sick and tired of it. It pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
I will say Chris Godwin ended up getting a little bit more targets. Still not where I want to see him. I still not even close to where I want to see him. Mike Evans, another one. I didn't see him much outside those 2 touchdowns. He only had 6 receptions for 70 yards. If it wasn't for those 2 touchdowns, I mean, he honestly didn't do that much. I mean, it's Mike Evans, dude. This is Chris Godwin, Mike Evans we're talking about. Why are they not our third down guys? Automatic. You know who their third guy down was? Who was their third down guy? Every time. Who did they go to on third down?
Michael Pittman.
Every time. Every time. And you know what? And you know what happened? You know what he did? He caught the damn ball.
Yep.
So I swear I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the coaching, the blame when it comes to the throws, like who he targets, like who's his first look, who's his second look on third downs. But I'm telling you this, if this doesn't change,
our team got beat.
Just be the end.
Our team got beat by a 5-5 Colts team that lost Anthony Richardson and Gardner Minshew took over. We lost to this, Sammy, and now I'm gonna ask you again. I asked you last week. I'm gonna ask you this again. Are you calling it quits this year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Are you down to rebuild? What's next in your eyes?
So, this is what I see. This is the one thing I want to see. I want to see Todd Bowles fired. I want to see him gone. I want to see him gone or back as defensive coordinator. I just don't want to see him as the head coach anymore. I think we need a new head coach. Outside of that, I don't think, honestly, I am okay with the team we have. I'm not too mad with it. I think a lot of it has a lot of coaching when it comes to these play calls and a lot of our losses. And if you look at a lot of our losses, they have been pretty close. There's only one game that we should have lost, and we did lose, right? And that was against the Eagles. That was the only game. Even against San Fran, we had a chance to come back.
Yep.
But guess what? Another drop pass in the end zone, wide open. It just keeps happening. It just keeps happening, and I don't know why we keep trusting the same freaking person when they keep dropping the damn ball. It looks exactly what you keep saying about other teams. It looks scripted. It looks like we want to lose, man. Like we're not going to throw it to Godwin or we're not going to throw it to Evans on those plays. I don't care if they're not open. I guarantee you they will find a way to be open. They will find a way. So it just blows my mind.
We're 4-7 right. We're 4-7 right now, Sammy.
Yep.
We're
4-7.
Are you still having hopes that we make the playoffs, or are you out?
I have hopes. The only reason why
still
is because now if Baker doesn't play, or if he is going to be out this next game, I mean maybe next game it might be okay because it's against Carolina, but they also just did a restructure of their freaking coaching staff, so this might be a complete different team we're looking at now. But honestly, if Baker sits or is out for the next couple games, I think we should just tank. If Baker can play or ends up coming back, I think we have a chance.
Hey, wait a second here. I want to give at least, if Baker doesn't play, right? You with me?
Okay.
I want to give at least Trask a chance to get it done for one game. At least give him a shot.
Yeah, but imagine now any loss after this point, outside of maybe Jacksonville, I could understand that loss. That might be the only loss I think in my book that I'm gonna be okay with. If we win out, Justin, we have a chance.
Dude,
because we can beat Atlanta. We can beat Atlanta. We can beat the Orleans.
I just don't think it's.
Those
I don't think it's possible, man. don't think it's
It is.
possible with
It
the
is
way that
possible. You listen. I
our
understand you
games have
want to
been
throw in
going
the
this
towel.
year.
I get it. I completely get it. I understand you want to throw in the towel, but we can beat the Panthers. We can beat the Falcons. We can beat Green Bay. I don't know about the Jags. I already told you that. I don't know about the Jags. The Jags, they might beat us because the Jags just beat the Texans, and we'll talk about that soon. And then they got the Saints and Panthers again. So you got to understand, if we beat the Panthers, so those Panthers, that should be 2 automatic wins. 2 automatic wins, right? Falcons, we should beat them. We had a terrible coaching call, and that's what ended up happening, and we ended up losing that game against the freaking Falcons. Saints, we've already beat them by a freaking high majority, and on top of that, Carr was playing. Carr was the quarterback, and he was playing that game, and they still played like shit. So I still have hope. That's all I'm saying. I still have hope. Also, I want Mike Evans to get 1,000 yards. Please get the guy 1,000 yards. Please get the guy 1,000 yards. I will lose my mind if he doesn't get the 1,000. I want him to get the 1,000 at this point, man. Like, he's at 850 yards. He's so close. He's so freaking close. And there's 6 more games, so
Yeah,
it's definitely possible.
he'll get it before the end of the
He
year.
should.
Sammy. Yeah.
He should. He should.
All right. Ready to get to the next one.
Yep. Also, big update, guys. If you guys haven't heard, just came out today. Jonathan Taylor out for the next 2 to 3 weeks with a thumb surgery. He is going to be performing a surgery on his thumb for some odd fucking reason. I don't know. And if you wonder why I'm like getting kind of frustrated thinking about it, because he's on both of my fantasy teams. So this really hurts me very, very bad. Because in both leagues, I clinched the one. But in my family league with Justin, I have to win one of two games, and now Jonathan Taylor is gone. So I'm really, really hurting right now. So pray for me, guys, because I'm going to need it. And also, Jonathan Taylor, please come back, man. Like, what the hell, man? Dude, I don't understand. Now Zach Moss is just going to be a freaking carrier, man. What the
Well, honest. Hey, and listen, Sammy. This can go right back into being Zach Moss's team.
Oh my gosh. Just stop it. You know Jonathan Taylor did better. Just stop it.
No, he didn't. He didn't. If you look
Jonathan
at
Taylor had
Zach,
15 carries, 91 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
okay, look at what Zach Moss did in the beginning of the season. Look at what Zach Moss did in the beginning of the season. There's no topping that. I'm sorry.
Right.
Jonathan Taylor did not top what he did. And this can go
Jonathan
back into
Taylor hasn't
Zach
played as
Moss.
long as Zach Moss. He hasn't played as long as Zach
I agree.
Moss.
I
He
agree.
hasn't played as many games.
I agree.
I guarantee you, put him against Jonathan Taylor.
But let's see how he plays this
wins?
next game, Sammy. Let's see how he plays this next game, dude. Zach Moss, the keys are yours, man. Let's see it.
At the end of the day, I'll just end on this note. It's a big loss for the Colts. Big loss for the Colts because they need to keep winning. And with Jonathan Taylor now going on being out for the next 2-3 games, this is gonna hurt the Colts. I'm telling you, this is gonna hurt them. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, let's go on to the next one, Justin. It's gonna be the Jags at Houston Texans, with the Jags coming out on top 24-21. And this was at Houston. Once again, CJ Stroud had the chance to win and didn't end up winning. This is what's going on, Justin?
I want to hear you first.
So here's my take on this, Justin. Here's my take. I think Houston is putting themselves in a really bad situation with that loss. Don't get me wrong, Jacksonville, very great team, right? But you got to understand who they're going to be going up against these next 2 games. They got the Broncos, who are on fire right now with 5 wins, with 2 of those wins are the Chiefs and the Bills. And then you also have the Jets. Jets aren't that strong, but they're a very strong defense. Very strong defense. So honestly, We'll see. I don't think Aaron Rodgers will be back. I think Aaron Rodgers, if he does come back, I think it won't even be to week 16. I think they're saying week 16, Justin, or week 17. I think that's the earliest he can return, and that's still like the doctor can still say whatever. But at the end of
Yeah.
the day, Justin, um, at the end of the day, if you're in Houston, even if you guys don't make the playoffs, you guys have a great future ahead of you with CJ Stroud. So
Well,
I just
I think
honestly would
what
be
week one,
happy with
I think
that.
what week one we saw these two verse off, and Trevor Lawrence threw what, three interceptions? He had one interception this game, and they
Yeah.
win by 3 points. So I mean that's just what it is right there. They have the better team. The reason why they lost is because of the interceptions week one, and now they brought that down. They were able to not turn the ball over as much, and now they're winning games. And I
Right.
mean, if Jacksonville continues to find ways to negate turnovers, they'll win more games and they'll make the playoffs easily. Um, CJ Stroud, he's an amazing talent. I just believe like that whole squad is really like
Dude, they have a good
new,
squad. They have a
you know,
lot of young talent. They have a lot of young
young,
talent.
new.
Talent.
I
They
think they're
have
gonna be great
they have another
over the
rookie in
next.
Tank Dell.
I think they'll be great
Like,
over the next five
putting up
years,
numbers.
Sammy. I think they'll be great over the next 5 years. I think this year and next year they're gonna be like in the middle, bouncing for the playoff spot, but not getting it. And then
Mhm.
by year three, he'll be in the playoffs. With a team that he's been playing with for 3 years, and that's a scary thing to see. CJ Stroud, if he stays healthy, everything goes great. They get new pieces that complement him. They get better defense, and we're looking at a team because the coaching's there. I see it. Like this coaching is working with this young squad. If they continue to do this each and every week, Sammy, and get better and better, I believe
Right.
by year three of CJ Stroud's career, he'll be deep into the playoffs, possibly making a push to make it a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Honestly, Justin, I'm not even gonna cap. I can even see it next year. I'm not even gonna cap.
Okay,
I
I
can
think,
see it.
dude, I think that's a
I can
hundred
see it.
percent. I think that's cap.
I'm not. I'm
I
not.
think
I'm
that
not
is
gonna say
a hundred
not Super
percent
Bowl. I'm
cap.
not gonna say Super Bowl,
Okay,
but I will say deep in playoffs. I think he
deep.
could make. I think
I'd
he would.
I'd
I think
agree
he
with
could
you if
potentially make the championship. I don't think he'll make Super Bowl, but I think he can make a championship.
I
It's
I just
possible.
I just don't see it right now, Sammy. I do understand that he's been great so far. His career putting up,
Dude,
you
this
know,
is another 300-yard freaking
he's gonna be
game he
rookie
had.
of the year, no doubt,
Oh, no
no
doubt.
doubt, no
Oh,
about
no doubt.
anybody's mind. He's gonna be the rookie of the year. Don't get me wrong, fantastic. Like he's been able to go in there year one and turn this team completely around from last season. They're
Yeah.
already a winning team compared to last year where they're really a losing team. So I mean, we'll see how they grow, Sammy. We'll see. I
Yeah.
just don't want to say that they're gonna make a deep playoff push. I'm not there yet, Sammy, but I
Okay.
understand where you're coming from.
Okay. And then also on Jacksonville side, I'll about time they keep using Calvin Ridley. I mean, we said it before, Justin. Calvin Ridley is a fucking threat, man. It's about time he started getting involved. He is really starting to get involved. These past two games, this is another game where he had 89 yards, a touchdown. He had a long of 45. Like, he was doing his thing out there. It's another great game. Christian Kirk finally getting some use as well. Christian Kirk was getting it done. Um, although Travis Etienne, you need to see more from him. He had 20 carries, 56
Yeah,
yards. Like
yeah.
you want to see more
I
from
just
him
think that Houston had a plan. Their plan was to stop
against him.
ETN and make sure that Trevor Lawrence throws the ball. And I think that's the best way to play Jacksonville Jaguars. You play them to prevent the run and put the pressure on Trevor Lawrence. Pressure on Trevor Lawrence, he throws interceptions. He does it. He's done it last year through the playoffs. You put pressure on this guy, he flops. So Um, Here forward, we should start seeing teams pressure the run a little bit more on Jacksonville and see if they can stop him. If Jacksonville ends up losing to a couple of these teams, Sammy, we could see them falling away as well
Yeah.
to a lower seed.
Yeah. We'll see. I definitely want to see a little bit more running on Houston's side. Although I know and understand they were on the back foot pretty much almost the entire game. But you have to run, man. Otherwise defenses start picking it up and they start playing a lot more pretty much like man to man or zone. And they can like start focusing more on the receivers than the running backs, because they only had what Devin Singletary had 6 carries for 18 yards. Damian Pierce had 5 carries for 14 yards. I mean, if it wasn't for Devin Singletary getting the passes out of the backfield and running for 54 yards, only he had 6 receptions, 54 yards. I mean, outside that, you just want to you need a clear cut running back. You need that person that's gonna be running down that ball.
Which was supposed to be, Damian Pierce. Pierce was supposed to be the guy that's, your traditional running back, and then you have Singletary that runs out catching the screen passes and those check down passes from Stroud there. But what we've been seeing is, Devin Singletary taking up most of the, the carries overall.
Right.
So, I mean, he's running the ball. He's running routes as well. And, I mean, he's kind of doing it all. So, they do need another running back there, Sammy. And, I don't know where I have Damian Pierce. I thought he was going to pop off this season. And I thought they were going to have a 1-2 punch, Devin Singletary going out in the wide. And then Damian Pierce, being able to get you some yards on the ground, the hard way. But
yep,
we haven't seen that. And ever since, Devin Singletary's been having great games, we've been seeing a lot of usage. And he's been, performing. Don't get me wrong. He's been doing it all. And CJ Stroud absolutely loves him.
Yeah.
But I do think they need one more piece offensively, and then focus on defense for sure. Or offensive line, make sure you get that extra protection for your quarterback that you want to be there for like his entire career. Really, you want to keep a quarterback of his caliber pretty much for his entire career. You don't want to lose a talent like that, if he's showing it this early.
So, and also to point out, this was another game where Nico Collins, 7 receptions, 140 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, I understand. And I mean, we talked about it before, right? We had that conversation with who's going to be their clear-cut wide receiver 1, and I still don't think we have that figured out yet. A lot of people want to say Nico Collins, but then you have games where I feel like he barely gets the ball, and it's mostly the Tank Dell show. So it's like, I still don't know like who the clear cut number 1 is. I think it might be. I think it's between Nico Collins and Tank Dell.
Yeah, that's for sure. Undoubtedly between both of them, but they honestly been like one game Tank Dell goes off, the other game Nico Collins. So it's been back and forth with these two. So I think they're right down in the middle. And I mean, if you're using them for fantasy wise, have them starting both in your lineup.
Yep.
But I mean, I think they have to play. They're both super young, Sammy. Having 2 really good receivers, kind of like a deep threat when you look at Tyreek Hill, Devontae Smith, those guys. Nelson Aguilar, I guess you can throw him in there too. Like deep guy threats. They look at Rashid Shaheed for the Saints. I think Tank Dell is that kind of guy, and I think every winning team needs a guy that can get down the field and get you a lot of yards.
He's just really quick. He's quick on
his feet. And then Nico Collins,
really quick
with the in and out routes for the first downs, he's a great pickup as well. And I think they grow CJ Stroud with Nico Collins and Tank Dell, and then every other piece, maybe even keeping Singletary, but every other piece is optional. Like they can move those guys, but outside of that group right there, like they can make some changes.
Yeah, they got some great pickups, man. I mean, shit, Tank Dell is what a freaking
definitely grow this team, man. The coaching there looks great. They've been able to win a lot of tough games, come back from deficits this year, Sammy, and a lot of their wins came by that. And we see a rookie doing it at the head of it. So we got to congratulate this Texans group. Complete turnaround from last year, and great draft with CJ Stroud, man.
Yep.
That's all there is to it. We'll see what happens. They're 6-5. They're still in the hunt, man. Like, they're still going. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Absolutely. Let's move on to the next game, Justin. I don't want to run too low on time here. So let's move on to the next one. We got the Browns at the Denver Broncos. Who saw this game? I'm not even gonna say the score at this point. Who saw this happening? Who saw this happening, Justin? And then you can tell them the score. I'm not even gonna tell them the score. You can tell them.
Yeah, you know what, dude? You got it, bro.
All right. Score ended up being 29-12 with the Broncos coming out on top. It's just, dude.
I don't want to talk about this one.
Freaking Russell Wilson is going to be the comeback player of the year, bro. If he ends up bringing this team to the freaking playoffs, he's going to be the comeback player of the year. Like, how could he not be at this point? This team was in the dumps, bro. This team was marked off after what, week 5? This team was marked off.
Like, yeah, and you know what's crazy? They get beat by the Jets 31-21 in week 5. And everyone's like, holy smokes, the Jets can score on the Broncos just like anybody else this year. The Broncos are trash. This is over. Like week 5, people were saying the Broncos, including myself, that they're out. They're gone for the year. And to come back week 6, lose to the Chiefs, week 7, beat the Packers, and then from there on, win out against the Chiefs again, against the Bills, against the Vikings, and now against the Browns. All teams that what, Sammy, have a potential to make the playoffs, man. What in the world is going on here? That was their 5-game streak. Are you kidding?
I don't even know, but like these fans are starting to get into it, man. They're starting to cheer on for their Denver Broncos, man. Like it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy, man. Like that was the first time I think I saw the Broncos Stadium fully packed. It was fully packed, bro. I was like, what is going on? Like, dude. And then to top it off, they end up freaking beating the Browns, dude.
Who
I understand.
I mean, they have Thompson Robinson, who was, pretty much a rookie quarterback. It just sucks, having Deshaun Watson out, and now you're pretty much hopeful, like that's just detrimental.
But against the Browns defense,
yeah, that's the thing that surprised me.
That's the biggest thing, man. Against the Browns defense, like what? I'm sorry, bro. Like I did not see that coming. Like I did not see Denver scoring 29 on the Browns. I thought it was gonna be a super low scoring game, not like 29-12. Like shit, man.
They were able to score what? 3 touchdowns and a field goal.
3 touchdowns and a field goal.
2 field goals.
2 field goals. Yeah, 2 field goals. Well, is it 2?
No.
Did they get 2 because they scored 12? So maybe it was 2 touchdowns and like what?
No, 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals.
Okay. Yeah, because Perrin, Wilson ran it in and he threw it to Trotman. Trotman for the receiving touchdown, which that didn't help me, but I was like a new guy I didn't even know about. So I mean, dude, this
Shamaji B. Ryan and dude, they have a good squad. It was weird because it didn't look good the beginning. They had no
Mhm.
offense. Their defense looked absolutely miserably terrible in the beginning of the season, and they completely like ignore all of the media, and they just decided to play football, man. They just woke up after taking that loss against the Chiefs and said, "We're gonna turn this thing around," and have won
Yep.
5 straight, and now on the verge to make the playoffs. I
Yep.
just I can't wrap my head around that one, and I can't wrap my head around the fact that they did it to these teams that are supposed to make the playoffs, Sammy. I just don't really understand it.
Yep. I mean, right now, I was thinking Denver. I mean, honestly, I thought Denver was gonna lose, man. I thought the Browns were still gonna come out with the win because of their defense. Their defense, dude, they they
Did
just didn't
did
get
we
it
Sammy, can I ask you a
done.
question, man? Did we jump the
Yeah.
gun on Russell Wilson and the coach there, Sean Payton? Did
Yeah,
we
we
did we
did.
jump the gun there?
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I didn't see this coming, bro. I
But
literally
like
did not see this coming.
what a hell of a job to coach a team like that, to like be down and damn near the worst team in the NFL to almost making the playoffs like mid-season. It's just
I mean, actually, the worst
this is
team
what you
that
love to
should be
see.
that
This is what you
the
love to
worst
see
team
in
that is gonna
football.
be probably making the
You love to
playoffs.
see this in
And
football.
hold up, the worst team that could possibly make the playoffs is Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
If
Well,
this, at this
actually,
point,
according to
at this
you,
point,
actually, Sammy, according to you, it's us.
yeah. But I think we're
Can't really
better than
laugh at that
Pittsburgh.
one, can you?
I think we're
You
better in
think that
Pittsburgh,
the
though.
Bucks? You think?
I think we're better in Pittsburgh. I think we're better in Pittsburgh.
I don't know. We look.
Yeah.
We look.
We have a lot better quarterback than
All right.
theirs.
Offensively, we look better. Defensively, they look better.
They look better. Yeah. They have a strong defense. But let's not get too off topic here. But yeah, at the end of the day, congrats to the Broncos, man. 5-game winning streak. Let's see if you can keep it up. You got some tough games coming up. These next couple games with now they're going up against the Texans. And then after that, they got the Chargers. And then after that, they got the Lions. So they got some really, really tough games coming up. So let's see, man. I mean, they've already beat the Chiefs. They've already beat the Bills. Let's see if they can keep it rolling, man.
Yeah,
I'm
I
excited
mean,
for this team.
if they beat the Texans and the Chargers, and then they walk in,
Even
and
the
beat
Lions.
then they walk in and beat the Lions week 15, they're making the playoffs, Sammy.
They are. They're making the playoffs. If they beat all those 3 teams, and that would be an 8-game winning streak, dude. At that point, they like Russell Wilson's getting a comeback MVP award. Like that's just insane. So big congrats.
You
Shout
think he
out to
would
the
get the
Broncos.
MVP?
Huh?
You think he would get the MVP award over Jalen Hurts?
What? No, I'm saying comeback award MVP. I'm not saying freaking MVP. Are you serious? That's not even in. No. That's different. Bro.
Hey, listen.
No,
Honestly, when you think
no,
about it, man,
no. Not even
if
think about
somehow
it.
if somehow he was able to make the playoffs, make a deep push,
uh-huh.
and make it the Super Bowl, I believe he should be the MVP. There's no other debate. Like if they were able to make it the Super Bowl, like after the way they started, he would have to be the MVP in everyone's eyes, no? Regardless of stats, like he was able to take a team from what was it, 0-5?
0-5, I believe. Yeah, I believe, or maybe it was like 1. Yeah, no, it was 1-5. It was 1-5.
Okay, so from 1-5 to 6-5.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Against all odds, because they had the Chiefs and the Bills, who they ended up being.
which
It's just,
which is better than our record, by the way, Sammy.
yeah,
By
yeah,
2 games now.
yeah, yeah.
Isn't that
Yep, that's
sad?
it.
Isn't
Yeah,
that so sad?
to say that
To
the Denver
to like
Broncos are better than the
any
Buccaneers.
all right, all you NFL like fans out there, like everyone who trash talked the Broncos are now should be trash talking their own teams because the Denver Broncos are probably better than most of y'all teams out there right now. And this is so crazy to me because I was one of those guys that was like, man, the Broncos, absolutely no way, right? Like, dude, they just got crushed by 70. This is detrimental to them. There's no way they come back from this. Trades are gonna happen. This whole team's gonna blow up. Russell
Mhm.
Wilson might leave. Like, this is what's all going through everyone's minds. Everyone's thinking about this, and then to come back and be able to like through all of that, just win. And wow, congratulations to the Broncos and the fans, man. Like, you guys stuck with them. For the ones that stuck with them, not the ones that trash talked their own teams and then jumped on the bandwagon. Not you guys.
Yep. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be wild. But Justin, I think we're heading into our final segment
Yes,
of
we are.
the time, and it's time, boys. It's time. Rapid fire. If you guys are a new part of the stream, this is where we start listing off all of the games we haven't hit, and Justin has it exactly 1 minute to pretty much go over everything within that about what happened throughout that game or whatever his thoughts are on it about that game. So this is gonna be fun. Justin, you let me know when you're ready, and we
I'm
can.
ready right now. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. First game we got. First game, Commanders at the Cowboys, with the Cowboys coming out on top, 45 to 10.
starting off hot.
Yeah.
All right.
But
We all know that the Washington Commanders don't have any defense now that they traded away 2 of their top rushers, right? Dak was free in the back, plenty of time, throwing the ball. And guess who it was going to every single time, man? CeeDee Lamb. Well, like, dude, this Cowboys squad is great against soft defenses. Against good defenses, they struggle, and they struggle big time. And we watched Dak struggle. So, I mean, let's not forget how badly beaten they were against the 49ers. Let's not forget that. And that's the key here. They can beat easy teams. But can they do it in the playoffs against great teams? That's all I got to say about that one, Sammy.
5 seconds left to spare. All right, so one key note I wanted to say also for you Cowboys fans, you guys want to pick up that star linebacker out of Indianapolis Colts. He is in the market, and on top of that, the first option he's going with is the Cowboys. After that, it's the Eagles. Eagles, I don't believe they really need him. I mean, they could always use him, but I think he's going to be very scary in the Cowboys defense, because the Cowboys defense, that is the one weapon they really don't have right now. And if they get that weapon, I think they have almost everything covered. It's going to be scary if they end up getting him, and their defense is going to be really scary. Is it going to help the Dallas offense against good defenses? Probably not. But if you have a super built
it's the
freaking
same
defense,
it's the same thing with the Cowboys every single year. I need them to change my mind, and then I will give give further takes on them. I need them to prove it in the playoffs this year, before I'm able to be like, yeah, this Cowboys squad is making, a Super Bowl push. I've said it a couple years ago, man, and I refuse to say it now, because I said it before, and where did they end up? Out of the first round. And it seems to be the trend of these Cowboys. Let's see if they're able to win games in the playoffs before I'm talking about them, any further. They're just
I
a great
agree.
team, but that's it. That's the period.
Yep. All right, and let's go on to the next one. We got the 49ers at the Seahawks, with the 49ers coming out on top 31-13.
Yeah, I
What's going
mean,
on?
what a way to kind of like stomp on your division rival and just throw yourself in the first place and just be like, we're a better team. We deserve this, and just take it. Just went out and took it from them, man, and did it in a very very
Convincing fashion.
yeah, 31-13. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't understand. Actually, I do understand. Kenneth Walker was out this game, so I do understand he is a lot of their offense, and without that guy, Geno Smith has all that pressure really to get it to DK Metcalf. Charbonnet did his thing, but nowhere near Kenneth Walker's ability to run the ball. So it sucks for Seattle because I don't know where they're at. I don't know if they're able to make the playoffs or not. Right now, I think they're still like a wild card, no? And then if they lose a couple
That's a
more,
minute.
they're gonna be out.
Oh, and that's a minute. All right. Good take. Christian McCaffrey, another great game.
Yeah,
He
disgusting.
was the man of the hour that game. 19 carries, 114 yards, 2 touchdowns. What a beast! What a fucking beast, man!
And
All right,
let me
off
just
to
hold real quick
go
for all
for
you
it.
fantasy, anybody in fantasy, NFL fantasy, okay? The next time you guys want to take Justin Jefferson over Christian McCaffrey, you think about this day, okay? You think about what Christian McCaffrey's been able to put through this entire season. Only one game without a touchdown. Not including the ones that he's missed, of course, but the one game that he's played without a touchdown. That's just a reminder. Keep that in your mind next year when you're doing your drafts. Okay? All right. Let's on
All
to the
right.
next one.
Off to the next one. We got the Dolphins at the Jets, with the Dolphins coming out on top 34-13.
I
What's going
don't
on?
know what to say about this, man. The Dolphins, got it together, and the Jets were like in shambles, man. They didn't know what they were doing. Um, this is so sad because Aaron Rodgers is sitting there on the sideline just shaking his head. Like this is miserable to watch, and
How about
that's
that 99-yard interception return?
was that Jalen Ramsey, Sammy?
I believe it was. I believe it was.
Okay, dude, he comes back. What he came back last game, had an interception. Came back like comes back again this game and has a pick six. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know about that. I think I did see it. I didn't think it was.
Oh,
I
I'm
didn't think it
sorry.
was
It was
Ramsey.
Holland. It was
Okay,
Holland.
so
It was
Holland.
Holland. Mm.
Gotcha. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, it was
but
some
I was
guy
like,
I didn't
oh.
really know. I knew that, but I don't know what to say, man, about these Jets. I think they should just look forward to next season. Really, trying to get pickups in the
Next
draft
time.
because
Yeah.
are they 4-6 right now?
The Jets, they are 4-7.
Yeah, so they're like us. Look towards next season. Should try to get better.
Yeah.
It's tough to continue when you only have
Tough.
4 wins and we're on week 12.
Tough loss. Once again. Wah, wah, wah. Aaron Rodgers not playing, unfortunately. So
Yep.
it's one of those unfortunate things. All right. On to the next one. We got the Saints at the Falcons, with the Falcons coming out on top 24-15. Wow. What's your thoughts on that? Divisional rivals for
I
Bucks.
can't believe the Saints underperformed like this. I also can't explain how Derek Carr throws an interception in the red zone that's returned for a touchdown. I don't understand that, and I don't understand how the Saints have not been able to put anything together. And like they were everyone's pick to win the NFC South. Literally, everyone was saying it. The Saints and nobody else. Like everyone was saying it's going to be a battle, but the Saints are going to win this division.
Well, it's looking more like a
And
win.
everyone was saying, "Oh, the Falcons are no chance. You know, they're going to be the bottom of the league. Carolina Panthers will be, you know, in that third spot." Dude, Atlanta's number 1. And their defense looked good. And their defense has been looking good this entire year. But I'm just a little bit I'm just a little bit upset that New Orleans only scored 15 points. Like, that's,
I mean, it's tough. It's tough, man. It's
dude,
tough.
he threw 304 yards. Derek
For
Carr.
no touchdowns. Yeah.
That just,
Chris Olave, 7 receptions for 114 yards and ended up getting hurt, unfortunately. But, I mean, what a crazy game.
Were there a lot of flags in this game, Sammy? It just seems impossible to have 304 yards and only 15 points on the board.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I didn't get to watch the entire game. But I just know straight facts that I had a feeling that the Falcons were going to win this. So it actually kind of helps us out as the BUCS, because now they're both 5-6. We're only 1 win back.
Yeah, we needed the Saints to lose there.
That's why, like, I was like not mad. I was not mad.
Yeah, but dude, with the way we're playing, I wouldn't want to go to the playoffs and get demolished.
I know. All right, on to the next one.
Yeah, let's get to the next one.
All right, we got the Steelers at the Bengals, with the Steelers coming out on top 16-10. Woo!
Welcome back, Pat Freiermuth. Holy smokes, 120 yards. Pat Freiermuth did it all, man. I was expecting this because he's been gone for so long on the IR. He was their guy to go to for the end zone. Sammy, believe it or not, Kenny Pickett liked this guy a lot. That's why a lot of people were thinking Pat Freiermuth was going to be, you know, the guy to go to on this team. That's going to get you kind of like how Travis Kelce is on the Chiefs. The guy that for sure is going to get you a grab and get you a first down or a touchdown, right? And they got him back, and look what they did. Wow. Congrats, Pittsburgh. Got him back. And then Najee Harris doing his thing. And Jalen Warren didn't have the best game, but still getting a little bit done on the ground. Kenny Pickett definitely looked a lot better in this game than he has in the past probably 5 games. He's looked better offensively. And then for the Cincinnati Bengals, man, they got Jake Browning there, and now their season's over. So I don't want to talk about them too much. We'll just see what happens with them next season.
Yep. I agree. I'm gonna set out a couple pointers real quick. TJ Watt gets his 90th career sack. So he only needs 10 more to be
Congrats.
To be in there first for the 100 career games. So yeah, that's awesome. Yep, 90th career sack. And days after firing their offense coordinator Matt Canada, they ended up still beating out the Bengals. Now, this is Burrow-less, so this is not like crazy, like, oh.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they still outlasted the Bengals. So big congrats to them. Big congrats on a big win. Off to the next one. We got the Panthers at the Titans. Titans coming out on top, 17-10. Are you surprised?
Nope. Can we get some help for Bryce Young? This guy is gonna die. Dude, did you see the way he's getting hit, man? Holy. He looks small out there, man. He looks like he's like gonna get, you know, really big time injured. I mean, basically that's the game right there. Just him running away from defenders. I can't really put it any other way. Tennessee, Derrick Henry got 2 touchdowns and did his thing. I don't know. These 2 teams I don't really want to talk about too much just because Carolina's in their first year stage, and then really Tennessee lost Yeah, exactly.
So, all right, off to the next one. I had nothing else really to talk about outside of Bryce Young just being Bryce Young. I mean, I don't know. He's not the guy. I said that, and you're like, just wait till next year whenever they get more. I'm telling you, he's not the guy. So, he's gonna be like Mac Jones, bro. Anyways, off to the next one. We got the Patriots at the Giants, with the Giants coming out on top, 10
It's
to
gonna be
7.
it's gonna be a Mac Jones right before we're about to talk about Mac Jones getting deleted. All right. All right, wow. Well,
The next one.
this was not the Mac Jones show. Holy smokes, man. You know, Bill Belichick didn't even come out and say that he had a starting quarterback. You know, everyone was clueless because people were expecting Mac Jones to sit. And then, you know, like they came out last minute and said that Mac Jones was going to start. And then he does what he does best, which is turn the ball over. And the Giants get a free win pretty much. DeVito had a nice throw. But these two teams suck, man. They suck big time. And for the Patriots to lose against the Giants, it's even more degrading for them. Ever since they lost Tom Brady, it's been downhill, man. Big like the slope wasn't going downhill like in a slow fashion, okay? It went straight up. It did a Mount Everest straight up and straight right the fuck back down because y'all are not looking great. And I don't know what's next.
I don't know. Best of luck. I know Belichick will probably be moving on from the Patriots. So,
You know?
Yep. Oh, it's happening. It's happening.
You think so?
He's moving on. Yeah, he's not gonna stay with Pats after this. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Either that or he's just gonna be released.
So what's next for the Patriots?
I could already tell you right now.
Because Bill Belichick handles everything for them.
I think Bill Belichick would be good as a Chargers head coach. I think he'd be good over there.
Ooh, that's got some that's got a lot of interest. I see that as a really nice destination to go to, but I don't think Bill Belichick's gonna like Los Angeles.
Right. Either that, also the other talks they're talking about is possibly the Giants. That's also a possibility. I could see him potentially maybe going there. So we'll see. We'll see. That's all I gotta say about that. Off to the next game. This will be almost our last game. We got the Rams at the Cardinals, with the Rams coming out on top 37-14. Matt Stafford throws the season high for 4 TDs. What's going on?
Kyren Williams came back. That's what's going on, man. They desperately need, dude. You saw Darrell Henderson go in there like the last two weeks. He was like the worst guy for him, to be honest. And then Kyren Williams comes back and gives this much production, just as much as when he left. It's like he just picked off right where he left, man. And what a hell of a job coming from Kyren Williams. 143 yards. 143 yards on the day that he comes back off of IR. It's just disgusting. And
incredible.
Yeah, exactly. And then Kyler Murray's back. He's doing the usual. He's playing great. He's a franchise quarterback in my eyes. I think in many eyes, he just needs a team. And he needs the right coaching staff. I don't know if Arizona is his spot, Sammy. I hope they trade him and they tank and get a rookie quarterback coming out of this year's draft. I want to see Kyler Murray in a different team. I want to see how that looks.
Okay. All right. I can go with that. All right. All right, off to the next one. I really don't have too much more to say about that. You hit every point. Off to the next one. We got the Chiefs at the Raiders, with Chiefs coming out on top 31-17. What's going on, man?
Oh
That's
man,
3 games in a row
I
without a
and
point in the second half for
and it's
the
crazy. It's crazy too because Josh Jacobs did his thing in this game. Like he finally did his thing this game, Sammy. Like he really played.
mhm.
Where was Devontae Adams? I could have swore this was gonna be his game. I could have swore Devontae Adams was definitely gonna be targeted the most this game.
Yeah.
Dude,
Where was Amari Cooper?
what?
Nothing. Never mind. I was thinking about another team. Never mind.
Yeah, you're thinking about the Browns, bro.
Browns.
What
Yeah.
are you talking about?
I was like, yeah.
Shut up! I know you're talking about my fantasy football team. Stop messing with me like that. Yeah, where was Devontae Adams this game? To be honest, and like this is the first game that we saw Kansas City actually start catching some balls, man. Like finally catching some balls. Rashid Rice had that nice pickup. He was 107 yards. As the receiving leader, as I predicted that Rashid Rice was going to be their lead wide receiver.
And that's time.
And I still believe so. But he needs to catch the balls here moving forward, and we see what happens when he does.
Yep. At this point in time, I think he is clear cut wide receiver 1 in my eyes. For Kansas City. Obviously, Travis Kelce's number 1, but you know what I mean. Like, he's not a wide receiver; he's tight end. So, but in my eyes, Rashid Rice, clear cut number 1 for wide receiver. So keep handing the ball and pray that he keeps making great plays, because he's doing a great job. Because that's what Patrick Mahomes needs. He needs people to catch the damn ball. That's all he needs, man. Give this guy some help. All right, off to the next one. We got the Ravens at the Chargers, with the Ravens coming out on top 2010. You know what? This one might go a little bit overtime, and I'll allow it. I'll let you talk about this one.
The Los Angeles Chargers have lost their head coach. He is going to be gone, and I've been saying this all season since week 4. He's going to get fired. It's bound to happen when you have a season like this. When you predicted that your season was going to be in the playoffs, that's what you got those guys for. You're wasting Justin Herbert's time. You got to get him in the playoffs. Got to find a way to get this team on board to win. Keenan Allen and Justin Herbert have been doing their thing. But 10 points out of this group with Eckler, you know, like, they have the pieces to win. I understand they lost Williams. They've lost a lot of pieces over there, and they're banged up. But to have these losses the way they have them, undoubtedly makes me believe it's their coaching. They need a change, and like you said, I hope they go over to the Patriots organization and beg this man to take the head coaching job, because they need help. Good Lord. And then kudos for the Baltimore Ravens. Great job. Great win. Borderline the best team in football right now, especially on the AFC side. So
Agreed. All right. I don't have other things to say outside that. You know, this is another Chargers flop. These flops just keep coming in for Chargers. I understand they were going up against the number 2 defense with the Ravens. They have a very, very, very strong defense, but you need to do more than this, man. And it goes a lot on coaching at this point.
Yep.
So, all right, and off to the very last game, and this is the last night's game. Bears at the Vikings, with the Bears coming out on top 12-10.
Yep.
What?
Justin Fields and DJ Moore getting it done. We'd like to see a lot more of that, but Justin Fields has been off the field. due to thumb, due to whatever, off the field, and for a couple weeks, and we haven't seen him. So he comes back, they get a win, 12-10, 217 yards passing, 59 yards on the ground. He was the rushing leader as well. Justin Fields getting it done on his feet and also with his arms. So he's a great quarterback, man. And I've been saying this from the start. Like, he just needs a little bit more development, but I believe he's ready to take the next step, and just needs a lot more protection, and needs a good defense. I believe offensively they have the group that they can build with and get better with. Offensively, maybe just protect him a little bit longer and get some value pieces on the defense, and they're looking like a challenger squad. But if not, if they move on from Justin Fields and decide to tank and go elsewhere with the quarterback position, I'll gladly see Justin Fields go to a different team. Kind of just like Kyler Murray.
I agree. All right, and that's time, bro. All right, so I don't have much to say about that. Unfortunate loss for Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, we
They
could
need
talk
to
about how, like, Josh Dobbs
Yeah.
threw 4 picks. And the
Yeah.
Bears still couldn't score. It was a field goal kickoff.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where it's just unfortunate. Definitely did not see Dobbs performing as bad as he did.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
didn't
what's
see
going
that
on
as
with him.
well. That came out of nowhere, especially because he's been playing pretty well since he came to the Vikings organization, and I thought he was gonna keep up that
Yeah.
that pace. And
As
we'll
he
see if
kept practicing
we'll
with
see
them.
if JJ comes back next week. I believe he is coming back next week. After his bye, not next week, following week after the bye.
For week 14.
So week 14,
Yep.
I think Justin Jefferson will be back, and we'll see what that team looks like. I don't know if they'll be able to make the playoffs, because that bye spot that they have, that late bye, is a kind of a problem for them, because they need to win a game. So they really needed to win that game last night, but to lose against Chicago really is a bummer for them, because when we look at where they're at, they're only, a spot in front of, like the Packers. The Packers can still, take that. Sneak in.
And yep. And also, guys, this is my last comment, and then I'll let Justin close it out. Just in case we didn't really hit this, and I want to hit this real quick. If you are a Bills fan, this is your bye week. This is going to be a very, very tough, hard bye week. You need to get your shit together. You have some really 2 big games coming up, and you can't afford any more losses. If you're a Bills fan, you really need to start winning.
They pretty much have to win out now, because if the Dolphins lose, they have a chance. But if the Dolphins don't lose, they're screwed.
Yeah, they're in trouble, Justin.
They're in trouble to even make the wild card. With the Broncos in reach for it, are you kidding me? They win this next game, they might be out of the wild card.
Dude, this is crazy, man. Never saw the Bills falling the way they have. But Justin, go ahead and close this out, man.
All right, guys. Great week 12 podcast with me and Sammy. We made a Tuesday. Thanks for being here for us. I know the last 2 podcasts we did were on different days. We had a Wednesday one. We had a Monday one. Sorry about those, but we're back on track today at a 6 o'clock Tuesday podcast, and we'll here on out on following Tuesdays at 6 o'clock. And I believe that is it. If you haven't already, subscribe, drop a follow, hit the like button.
Yes, please.
Catch all of our content in the podcasts.
Yeah. At the Santos Show.
Yeah, in the podcast category in the Santos Show YouTube page. Catch us there for every week at 6 o'clock. And with that being said, Sammy, you have anything else?
Nope. Thank you guys so much. I'm hoping to see a little bit, I'm hoping to see some comments from you guys here soon, please, entertain us, come in here, join us on the podcast. If you want to throw some hate, you want to throw some love, whatever, we're here for it. We're here to take it. We're here to dish it back out, whatever, we can give you guys some tips if you guys want some tips on some things or just our opinions on some things. But yeah, we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we hope you guys enjoyed the podcast.
All right. Peace, guys. We'll see you guys next Tuesday, 6 o'clock. Thanks for watching.
Peace out, guys.
See you next time.